everybody, welcome back to video 2 of 3 of my videos of love for our Valentine's Day special. And today we are going to be decorating the house for Valentine's Day. So I thought about decorating my window, and I thought about decorating my table, as you can see right here, my buffet table. And I'm going to show you exactly what I did to get this look today. Before we get started, I wanted to say, don't forget to turn on your post notifications so you can stay up to date whenever I post my videos on YouTube. And also, don't forget to like this video, and don't forget to, if you haven't yet, subscribe to my channel so you can be up to date on how to get looks like these when holidays come around, and also how to do things on a budget and how to spend frugally, right? Because at the end of the day, we're all trying to save a penny, but we still want things to look nice, and we still want things to look like they flow together. And can you believe that majority of this stuff came from what? The dollar store. I'm going to talk about one of the more interesting things with this tutorial, and that is some of those cool XOXO table runners. And you see these cool table runners at places like Wayfair, but they charge $32.99 for the largest size. You also see these at Walmart, and I mean their largest size is $74. So I decided to repurpose the Christmas wrap. So a lot of those, they look like they're pretty much crafted with your finger because they look like they have a lot of imperfections in them, but that's the beauty of those particular table runners. So today I am going to show you how to repurpose your gift wrap from Christmas. If you use the supplies that you have on hand, should really cost you $0. In order to achieve this look, you are going to need scissors, black paint, and if you trust yourself, your finger. So we're gonna take this back to what, first, second grade, where you get to paint with your finger on paper. If you don't trust your finger, or you don't like the imperfected look and you want something a little bit more crisp and clean, a few suggestions: you can use a Sharpie. I would get one of these thick Sharpies with the wider tip, so you don't have to keep going over your X's and your O's to make them wide as they appear on those table runners. And it's a suggestion as well. This is the paper that I just had on hand that I wanted to use and that I wanted to repurpose. And when I put it on the table over here, you're not able to see my Santa Claus. So even here still, with this, once you get the X's and your O's on your paper, you won't be able to see hardly your Santa Claus. But I will say, if you have a more solid pattern and you don't have all these decorative things on your wrapping paper, then I would use a solid color wrapping paper. Want a more perfect look, or you really want the white to pop? Here's another option. You can get your white paint and paint the back side of your wrapping paper, or you could paint the top of your wrapping paper, just depending on the kind of look you want. But for today, I'm just going to keep the Santa Claus on this side, and then I'm going to finger paint the X's and the O's across the paper. First things first, you want to measure and cut out your paper as long as you want it to be on your buffet. As you can see, I have it just hanging slightly off of the side of each end. As I've shown you, I have cut my paper to the lengths that I want it to be on my buffet. You want to do the same thing with the other side. You want to fold your paper in. And you don't want this paper to be just as wide as your table, because you want it to be a runner. So you only want it to go down the center part of the table. You fold your paper and crease it real tight. Make your way down the paper, creasing it like so, to get rid of those jagged edges that you received from when you cut, or imperfect edges that you received when you cut your paper. And don't worry about this being even or uneven as far as when you fold it, because 9 times out of 10, once all of the stuff goes on here, you're not going to see that anyway. So just continue to go down. If you rip your paper, you want to cut it so you allow yourself enough room, you know, to fold it further in if you rip your paper by accident. Turn your runner the long way, and you want to bend it. It's on how much hang time you want, but I just want a little bit of hang time. So for me, I'm going to fold it maybe a inch and a half in at the ends, because this is where my crease is for my table, right? So I want it to hang off the table just a little bit. I'm just going to take some tape and just tape it on either corner, on either side, and I'm going to put one piece of tape in the middle. Voila! You have a nice, crisp edge for your runner. And then you just want to do the same thing at the other end. You've achieved the runner look with wrapping paper. It looks thick, and I just like the way how clean it looks. And I didn't spend any money to make this, so this is even better. You don't want this to be white. You want to have some decoration hanging off of the side of your table. So you want to go from end to end with your decor. So the way that they have it is they have it at an angle going across XOXO X. And they do that all the way across the paper. And like I said, it's an imperfect look. It doesn't have to be super perfect. It's gonna look fine once you put everything together. So you don't have to be an expert painter or crafter in order to achieve this look. You can be a beginner and it'd be so imperfect, but like they say, it's perfectly imperfect is really what you're going for with this table runner. And the good thing about this XOX thing, you can look for it at either direction and it's gonna achieve the same look. So you don't have to worry about once you get midway to the paper to turn around and do it the other way. So I have these little mini bowls that I keep on hand that I got from the dollar store. And this is what I'm gonna be using to put my paint in. And you wanna have paper towels on hand, a wet one and a dry one, because this can get pretty messy on your paint. And as you can see, I just put 2 little droplets on my project from the wet paper towel by accident, but it'll dry up. Okay, so you just want to start out with some on your finger, and you want to make your X. And you're going for the imperfect look. So really you want to make this look how you want it to look, right? So there's my X. There's my O. And you can always go back. There's my O. If you wanted to make your O bigger or you wanted to add more paint, just put more paint on your finger and just finish the little spot where you want to finish it. And you don't want to make it so thick in some spots because, like I said, you want to give it that imperfect look. And then you're going to do your X again. And if you mess up, that's perfectly fine. Keep going and also fix your X. Do another O, and then I'm going to finish this look out with one more X right here. I achieved that look. And then I didn't realize I still had this much room off of this side of the paper. Or I'm going to do an X, an O, and another X right here. Like I said, this can get very messy. Made a little spot on the table right there. Okay, so for this next part of the project, I am going to be using these skewers that you can get from the dollar store. And I'm going to be using this welcome sign that you can also get from the dollar store for $1. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the XOX, I'm going to be taking this pink heart, and I'm also going to be taking this other heart right here. I'm just going to use the 3 of these for one skewer. So in order to achieve this look, these hearts are taped down in the back, so I'm just going to remove the tape. You're going to need a hot glue gun, and you're going to need a pack of glue sticks. And I would say you probably need only 2 glue sticks in order to achieve this look. So I'm just going to put a bead of hot glue right here at the end. And I'm going to stick my skewer right there on the hot glue. I'll make sure I get it in good. And then I'm just going to stick a little bit more hot glue around the skewer just to make sure that it's secured tightly onto my heart. And I just wanted a little bit of room in between each heart. So now that you have your heart pretty much center, you want to put a bead of hot glue all around your heart. You can reinforce your skewer with either duct tape or regular tape. So for this next part of the project, I have red twine from Target, and I got this from the Target dollar spot, or the famously known Bullseye Playground. And for $1, you get 10 yards. So what I'm going to be making are these funky, cool heart curtains to spice up my decor some more in my breakfast area. And to achieve this look, I got these 60-piece glittered hearts from the dollar store for $1. You want to leave at least a foot of no hearts at either end of your string just to give you room for error. And 2, these hearts, because I have kids, I'm not going to put them all the way at the ground because they'll be picking them off. Picking them off and trying to eat them or throw them away or whatever. So just to keep them from picking off my hearts off the string, I'm going to at least make a foot of room on either side of my string. It's starting right here. So now that we've measured out a foot, I'm also going to measure my window to see how far I need my drop to be. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hot glue my heart, and actually I'm going to start this heart just a little ways down just to give me room for error. I'm going to start my red heart, then I'm going to put a pink heart, then a red heart, and then a pink heart, and I'm going to go all the way down my string and just glue it down that way and just let it dry. And then go another 2 inches with your finger, go another 2 inches, place your next heart. So my husband, of course, gave me this idea because he said, you know, you can see the glue, right? And I'm like, oh, shoot, you can see the glue. So he said that I should double-side it. So that's what I'm going back and doing now. Okay, so the pack Styrofoam Hearts that I got from the dollar store, we're going to put these at the top of our heart curtains just to hide the strings that are tied at the top. So to do this, we're going to remove the sticks. Don't worry about seeing any holes or anything because we at the top of the window too, so you're not gonna be able to see the holes. So this is just an extra step, but if you want to, you can coat these in Mod Podge so that way you won't have glitter everywhere. Glue, just one little piece, just small enough to go on top of your string, like so. And then you want to cut, of course, the excess string from behind it. Okay, so here goes my favorite part of this DIY, and that is to glitz and bling and glitter these letters out. So we're going to be using this glitter that I got from Hobby Lobby. It retails at $2.99, but I ended up getting this glitter 40% off with their coupon. So it was pretty cheap, and I got 2 ounces of extra fine glitter and silver champagne to go with a lot of the neutral tones in my decor for Valentine's Day. So instead of spending extra money on buying stencils at the dollar store, I decided, since I had printer paper, ink, and computer, to go ahead and create my Happy Valentine's Day signs. I have on the screen beside us exactly the font, type of font, or the name of the font that I used to achieve this look. Okay, so I forgot I do have Mod Podge on hand, so I'm just going to try Mod Podge and see if that gives me a better result, since I don't have the regular Elmer's glue. Looks pretty good. So we're going to continue to do this with all of our letters, with the Mod Podge and with the glitter, and just, we're gonna So I'm going to divide my paper into threes. And then let's start with the letter N. So from one point, so from the left point where I drew my line, so at the point, you're going to draw upward toward you till you get to the center. And then from the right side of the page, you're going to draw from that point all the way up to till the two lines meet. I will say you want to start a little ways above your N. So I would say you want to start an inch above your N, because I don't want these flags to be really big, because I have to fit so many letters onto the twine, so you don't want to make your letters super big. So I'm going to cut off that much. And with that being said, I think I'm going to move, I then want to move my lines up a little further in the paper. And to finish this look off, you want to hole punch. So I'm going to do one right here at this corner, and I'm going to punch again right here at that corner. So there is my first flag, and then you're just going to run your twine through it. And once I get to that point, I'll show you exactly how to run your twine through your letter. So for now, I'm going to be cutting the rest of these letters out. Okay, so I know I have a mess going on with this table right now, but it's a lot to do, you know, trying to do arts and crafts here. So now that we have all of our letters cut out and we have everything pasted, we are going to run the twine through our sign. So the first hole you're going to run the twine through, and you're going to bring it back out through the second hole, like so. And then you're just going to run it all the way down your twine so you have enough room to put your letters on. And you're going to do this for all of your letters. And two, you want your rope to be around the back because you don't want it to cover your sign. So that's why we ran it through the back. And so I will show you this again with the letter A. And just an update, I ran out of pink paper. I made all of my letter A's red, but everything else is pink. And so you just keep stringing on your letters like so. And